What's up, folks? Sean, the Average Angler, and today we've got a little video for you. Kind of a little expand on the last video I did, which was the fish catching there at my local lake. How we caught them, making adjustments, that kind of thing. And this is going to kind of go along with it, okay? I've been pushing something on you guys for a while. I'm not sponsored by them, but I believe that much in it. And that's the Bass Union shaky head. Now, there's two. You know I like the frenzy nail. I really like the frenzy nail for the Fatty Z. Fatties by Z-Man. Bass Union shaky head right here. That's with the 2/0. He also has them with a 1/0, and I think you can get a 3/0, but you'll see how it stands, okay? This bait comes through stuff really well. You kind of see the shape of it. It's kind of sort of football-ish, but not. And then it's got this little, if you can see, it's got like tire tread down there so that it can crawl up rocks without getting stuck. No. Not really, but I am going to show you some of the cool features here, okay? Right here on this side, if it'll focus, I don't know, is a BU for Bass Union right there. Right here, it says 1/4. Super sticky hooks, all right? So I just ordered a bunch of these, okay? I paid for these. I'm not sponsored by them. The guy that owns the company is just a good dude. He's a tournament fisherman. He makes all this stuff by hand. You can see he does live videos while he's making them. He'll talk to you and that kind of stuff. So I got a bunch of shaky heads. I think I got 3/16 and 1/4. Yep. There's some 3/16. 2/0. Okay. Again, I go with 2/0 on my shakies, 1/0 on my Neds, which I also like the Bass Union weedless Ned. I just like the weedless stuff, guys. There's no downfall to throwing a weedless setup over an exposed setup when it comes to fishing. When you have good hooks and when you have the proper angle from the line tie to the hook point, okay? Now here is another one Joseph makes. He threw a pack in there for me to try out. His weedless darter head. Okay, and I've seen plenty of videos where he's just railing them on this thing, okay? Another good hook. There's the BU on both sides. Don't know. Yep, and on the bottom, says 3/16 right there, okay? So, they don't cost any more than anybody else's. I just think they're superior, and I like supporting small companies. You'll see made in the USA, made 3 hours up the road from here. And check this shit out. Bam! Look at this badass hat. He sent me a badass hat. Right on, brother. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I love a hat. Keeps my bald head covered up. See, nobody knows I'm bald right now. Look, I got hair. There we go. All right, so I'm back in business with the shaky heads, which makes me very excited because they just come through that rock pile a whole hell of a lot better. These I use for other things. And so expanding on that, we're expanding on the other day. Okay, shaky heads has been a deal for me there. The other one that was really good for me that day, probably caught next to the crankbait the most fish, was that spark shad and green pumpkin. Okay, so I got a little unbagging here. I just got back from seeing my mom and my sister. We had our little Christmas get together, and my sister gave me a $100 gift card to Bass Pro Shops. So what does a good fisherman do? You go to Bass Pro Shops and spend it, right? Okay, so I got another thing of the 3-inch spark shad. I really wanted to go up a size. Bass Pro Shops selection there in Rockland is terrible. I don't know who's running that place. They're not doing a very good job. But what they did have was some green pumpkin Rage Swimmers in 3.25s. Okay, so a little bit more bulk there, different kick. something to try. Okay, I really would have loved to have got the 3.5-inch Mayer. Again, they didn't have them, not in this color. They had some in different colors, but I have plenty of shad pattern swim baits. I don't have a whole lot of green pumpkin, so I got some of the Mayers. This is something I wanted to try because it's a hot snakes. Big TRD, okay? That's gonna go on one of my weedless shaky heads. The reason I wanted to try the hot snakes is because I kind of thought, if you remember right, the one fish that I caught had something down in its throat, and it wasn't a shad, and it was some sort of fish, and what I think it was this year's, perhaps, maybe, bluegill. I don't know. They're eating a lot of bluegill colored stuff, right? Think the green pumpkin. My shaky heads are green pumpkin and watermelon. The swim baits, green pumpkin, watermelon. The crankbait, I threw the ghost watermelon. I think it's called ghost green craw, but I call it watermelon. So with that in mind, and this is just ridiculous because I can go grab another box, which I probably will, and show you that. But anyway, Bass Pro Shops doesn't really have a whole lot of stuff for me without buying a bunch of plastics and things. And you see behind me, I've got lots of plastics, and I've got cabinets full of plastics. So I went in, and since I could see the colors in person instead of ordering them off a website, I got some more money badgers. So that is a 675. That one is called, oh boy. They don't have, perch. It just says perch. But again, something translucent. Got another of that ghost green craw in a 675. The other one was 725, if you remember, so a little bit bigger. Thought this one was really, really cool. Maybe in the early morning when I need a little bit more color. FGRW. I don't know. I'll just a cool color though. That one's 625. A lot of these are 625s. They're, like I said, their selection was really despicable. Another 6.75 in the ghost green craw. A shad pattern one just because I was trying to spend my $100 gift card. And then I really thought this one was cool. I think this one's called Killer Craw. Just some different things to try, and here's the crazy thing. I've got a big box in the cabinet over there from a Berkley order I got a while back with a bunch more money badgers in them. And I think there's a bunch of Fritz sides in there. I still gotta go through it. All right, so the idea here, if you guys watched the whole video, I talked about how in the morning, I wasn't getting bit on the crankbait. It wasn't until the afternoon and that sun popped out, my deeper bite kind of stopped, and I kind of moved up shallower and started paralleling that money badger to the bank. And, well, if you watch the video, you know what happened. We slayed them, right? I'm not convinced that I can't catch those fish. I think maybe in the low light situation, because when the clouds came back again, the bite stopped. It doesn't make a lot of sense because usually the sun comes out, that's when the shallow bite is going to stop. It was the opposite. So I think it was the color I was throwing with that ghost watermelon or ghost green craw. I need something in the morning with a little more visibility. Hence, we've got some color, right? Even this is going to be some color at low light. And it looks like it's going to have a little flash. But anyway, we've got some different things to try out to really try and expand on what we learned a few days ago. This is how we learn in fishing, is to keep expanding. Something else I did rig up because I want to try deeper cranking is I just went to a DD crank. That's the river to sea tactical bassin crank, right? Think that 15-foot range is what I'm looking at. Now, I'm not seeing a lot of fish in that range on the graph, but I caught all those fish 2 to 10 foot, and I wasn't seeing them either, okay? And so if they're going from that deeper water up shallow, maybe I can catch them down there. I don't know. I just want to expand on it some, okay? I really wanted to get a bigger spark shad for the same reason, for a little more presence. I don't think they are intimidated by the bigger bait after throwing the crankbait in shallow water. And then I was also, the stupid tube I was throwing was that 5-inch Reaction Innovations boom boom tube. So I don't think size is the thing. Like this they should eat, but my intention with this is to throw it on a flashy swimmer, weedless, so I can kind of throw it wherever I want and swim that swim bait through there. Obviously with this and this, well, this I could rig either way. I could rig this either way, but these ones I'm fishing on an open hook, so I don't want to throw those there. I have plenty of rods. I could rig one up with this. All right, so that's what's going on. I'm planning to go out tomorrow. I don't know, it's the last day before I go back to work. Right now I'm planning to go. I need to get out there. I need to find my batteries for the GoPro. I got to charge the freaking battery for the trolling motor, or no, for the electronics. The trolling motor batteries are charged. And see if I can get out there and we can expand on that video. Thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. We'll see you on the next one.